What's up, everybody? Matt Gajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're talking college basketball bets ahead of Friday, February the 17th, short slate. But before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. And if you're listening on podcast, please leave a rating and review over there as well. We are sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, and they have a limited time offer for you guys. Right now, if you head over to DraftKings Sportsbook or just click the link in the video description below, make your first deposit of at least $5. Then you can make a $5 pregame moneyline wager on any game, any sport of your choosing. It has to win, but if it does, you will be paid out in $150. So that is $5 wager on any pregame moneyline. If it wins, you will be paid $150. Seems like a no-brainer to me and a limited time offer. The best way to maximize this is to find a major favorite against the spread and then bet them on the money line. An example of this tonight would be Iona versus Manhattan. Iona is a 16-point favorite, and on the money line, they're a massive favorite. Good chance of them winning this game. And if they do so, that means you'll turn your $5 into $150. So go ahead and check that out. The legal age for gambling is 21 in most states. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, looking back to yesterday briefly, it was a good day. 3-1 on the official picks. Hit Stanford, UAB, and San Diego. And the Northern Colorado-Idaho game, they had to play at a neutral venue because there was some sort of electrical difficulty. It was just a weird game overall. It ended up being very close, one that could have went either way. So it was a good day. Want to say back on track, but I dug myself such a big hole betting the Big Ten that we're not quite there yet. So we move forward today to hopefully find some more plus EV bets. It's a weird slate. Fridays generally are mid-major Fridays. So we'll head to the Ivy League, where we have Yale taking on Penn. We have Penn as a home dog. They're plus 3.5 right now. That's the side we'll be looking at. Very close between these two teams. Yale has edges on both sides. This is actually a rematch. Yale won this matchup 70-63. They previously played at home. Now Penn has the home court advantage. Penn is a little behind Yale in power rankings. Offensive efficiency, it's 55-92 in favor of Yale. Defense, it's 15-235 in favor of Yale. That's a big mismatch. Rebounding is essentially the same, and Penn actually has a height advantage. So there's a couple things that work in Penn's direction, especially on the home court, that I think make them able to cover the three here. First of all, Yale scores inside. Penn doesn't play great interior defense, but they do have that size, so it's kind of in their back pocket. And Yale's a team that likes to rebound a lot, 46 in rebounding. Penn, 54th. That's not going to be an advantage there. But outside of the interior matchup, Penn actually has the advantage in guard play, in my opinion. They're 73rd in three-point percentage. They shoot a ton of threes. They're 116th there. And that's where this Yale team isn't great on defense. They're outside the top 100 in three-point percentage allowed to their opponents. And they don't shoot a lot of threes, and they don't shoot them very well themselves. So it's a game where Penn can definitely keep themselves in the game shooting. And Yale, they should have a mismatch in the front court. No qualms there. Essentially, all this to say the game should be closer than the spread appears, and we'll back Penn. One thing I'll note on line movement here, typically we try to get these early, and this is one you might be best waiting on. I've seen some money come in on Yale. If you do agree and you like the Penn side, I think you can get some value, maybe some additional value if you wait. Second game, wouldn't be a Friday mid-major slate without a Horizon game. We'll take Wright State against Cleveland State. Wright State is a dog, plus 1.5. And probably rightfully so. This is a rematch that Cleveland State won 85-77 on the road. Now Cleveland State has the benefit of home court, except most power rankings have Wright State ahead of Cleveland State in almost every single metric. Now, I went back and referenced the shot quality score. Cleveland State was the rightful winner of that first matchup. But Wright State's 177th overall, Cleveland State 192nd. On offense, Wright State 81, Cleveland State 119. Defense, Wright State 130, Cleveland State 159. Rebounding, massive mismatch here. Wright State 49, Cleveland State 183. Some of that due to pace. Cleveland State actually has a slight height advantage. So when you neutralize this for pace, I don't see that being a massive mismatch for Wright State, but just know They're no stranger to the glass. And then you look stylistically how these teams actually match up. There is an enormous disparity on the interior. 2-point percentage, Wright State is 35th. Cleveland State is outside the top 150 in interior defense. And meanwhile, Cleveland State does not have the same offense to be able to exploit a Wright State defense, which has been suspect in some spots. Cleveland State's outside the top 300 in 3-point percentage, outside the top 150 in 2-point percentage. It's just a team that can't score very well. So Cleveland State, they are at home, but the better team overall is Wright State. I'm comfortable with the current line. There has not been a lot of line movement here. We'll back +1.5. In closing this out, we'll head to the Mountain West, and we're going to be back in Dog, New Mexico. Man, has New Mexico fallen on tough times, and it really has to do with the injury to Jalen House. First thing here, their dog, +1.5 against San Jose State. They're the better team overall, essentially across the board metric-wise. They're 63rd overall. San Jose State is 93rd overall in power rankings. Offense, New Mexico 37, San Jose State 107. Defense, 124 for New Mexico, 219 for San Jose State. Rebounding even sides with New Mexico, despite San Jose State having a massive size advantage. Again, some of that coming down to pace. You just had New Mexico State, or excuse me, New Mexico, not to be confused with New Mexico State. New Mexico playing at a far faster pace. Anyway, Jalen House is the big situation here. He's missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury. He warmed up ahead of their last contest, and their coach said he was emergency available if someone were to get in foul trouble or hurt. They said Jalen House could play, which makes me think, trying to be rational, that they were just being cautious with the injury, not rushing him back. However, this team has quickly become a bubble team, and if they don't continue to win games, you're looking at large bids going out the window and them needing to win the Mountain West, which is by no means an easy conference. You look at their recent play, this team is actually 1-4 in their last 5 games, with losses to Nevada, Utah State, Nevada again. Excuse me, they're 1-5, not 1-4. It's been pretty brutal. They only have 1 win since January 23rd, and again, that was against Air Force. Since then, they've lost to Nevada twice, Utah State, Air Force again, and Wyoming. And some of these weren't particularly close. Their last 2 games against Air Force and Wyoming were by double digits. Those are double-digit losses. This team needs to get back on track, and they need to get Jalen House and close the season strong. If that occurs, they should be favored in this game. Could come down to late news. I like the chances of House playing here, so we'll back the Lobos over San Jose State. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these games and if there's any others you're taking on this Friday night. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt_Kajeski. Feel free to reach out. Always wanted to chop up some college basketball. We'll be back tomorrow breaking down the full Saturday slate. Until then, good luck, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.